Would you guys go to prison for £5,000? $5,000? Would you go for 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, $200,000? Would you go to prison? Now, if you're watching me for the first time, or you're actually a long-term viewer, either way, you're probably thinking, this guy's lost his mind. What a stupid topic to start a video with. But there is a point here, right? If I said to you guys, you can get £100,000, dollars, whatever, but you go to prison, would you do it? I suppose the question would be, how long for, right? How long for? Well, this is a question that we all need to ask ourselves every day, and this might sound again like I've lost my mind, but let me explain. Because I hear people who would say, well, I would probably do it because with a £100,000, I could change my life. I could get a new car and start a business and this and that. Well, here's the thing: you would go to prison for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years, for 100,000, 200,000. What if I told you didn't have to go to prison, and you could get that money and have a nice lifestyle in the process, or a decent lifestyle? You see, here's the thing. When we're presented with stupid ultimatums like the one that I just gave, we're made to think about a question because there's a direct option laid out to us. In life, in the world, options don't get laid out to us because, in my humble opinion, a lot of things in the world are set up to disincentivize your average person from actually making something proper of themselves. Now, what am I trying to say here? When you're presented with an ultimatum, you will decide, and you'll have either decided this guy's a fool, this guy's crazy, I'm clicking off this video, he's making no sense, or you'll start to contemplate whether you would take it. Now, you can change your life with that 100,000, but you can get it without going to prison. You see, when it comes to actual life, people expect and want nothing but comfort. I've been there, right? But just working a year full-time and or starting a business, yeah, it's going to be stressful. Yeah, it's going to come with challenges. Yes, it's going to come with late nights, late finishes, early starts. But that's the thing, right? What is the reward looking like? For the past 2 months, this is something that I've really been contemplating. I've been really doing this. I've got a new job for the first time. I've started new businesses and I've expanded my current ones, right? My income for the past month has been the highest I've ever seen, ever, in my personal life, in my personal business. I've never seen myself making more money. Now, you know what the funny thing is? I've not been locked up. I mean, realistically, I have been locked up for between 6 and 8 hours a day at work, right? But with the exception of that, I've had my freedom, right? I'm off work today. I'm in the car, right, filming videos, doing something quite fun, productive in a way. I can drive anywhere, I can go out for walks, I can see my friends, I can listen to music, I can sleep whenever I want. This is a thing. But I'm locked in to this program because, in a way, it is like a prison sentence. My quality of life, in a way, you could say, has dropped a bit. I appreciate my time now a lot more than I previously did when it was abundant. But yeah, there are days where friends are going out and I can't. The other night I was invited out, and I'm like, oh well, I'd love to come. It seems like you guys are having a great time, but I've got work at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And yeah, there's going to be a few times of that. But the end result is money, right? And money's not everything. Of course it is not. Happiness is a lot of life. But if this time, a year or 2 or 3, of putting yourself metaphorically in prison can free you to make more in the future, to invest in yourself, to invest in your business, to invest in your ideas, to pay off your mortgage, pay down your rent, whatever, would you put yourself in this prison position for it? And here's the thing about the prison position. Let's not lie. It's not like prison, right? It depends what job you work. It depends if you're willing to maybe get a part-time job on weekends, maybe after work. I think it was Kevin Samuels who said, if you're not working 80 hours a week, you're lazy. And I find that a point of absolute humour. Maybe he's wrong. Maybe he's right either. I don't know. I think he's wrong for one reason, right? I don't need to work 80 hours a week. I can work 40 hours a week, 30 hours a week, and spend the rest of the time doing my businesses and making more than a part-time job would. It makes more sense for me to have a full-time job or a part-time job and do my businesses. But here's the thing. Because of that, my life's quite comfortable still, right? I can go where I want, I can do what I want, see who I want, take time off work, but I am not having the most fun. You shouldn't be chasing fun in this stage. If you want the £25,000, £30,000 cash profit, not that you've had to spend on your living expenses, just put yourself in metaphorical prison, right? Cut your living costs. Maybe you need to go find a roommate, live in a shared accommodation. Maybe you're going back to moving with family. Maybe you're putting the move off from moving out with family off for a year. Maybe you're driving a worse car. Maybe you're just catching the bus. It's lifestyle cuts, to be honest, but it's the metaphor of putting yourself in prison for a set amount of time, and most crucially, a set amount of money, right? What I'm trying to say here is this. Hard work is difficult. No one ever said it was going to be fun. There's a reason why people get paid to go to work. If it was fun, they wouldn't get paid. But more seriously, a year's worth of this, it may seem uncomfortable, but it's nothing compared to what prison would be like. You can still eat what you want, but you should probably try save on food. You can still go where you want, have time off. Right, I've tried to work as much as I can on my businesses, on my work, but I have days off, right? At least one day a week this week, I am not doing eBay listings, I'm not going to work, I'm not doing anything. If I want to spend the whole day playing Xbox, I'm going to do that. If I want to spend the day driving all day, I'm going to do that, because that's what makes life somewhat tolerable, right? But if you put yourself in prison idea, and at the end of the prison sentence you don't get a criminal record, you actually get praise, you get maybe a new car, you get maybe money to invest in your journey, in your business, in yourself, would you then put yourself in this position? It's just some topic for thought, because if the answer is yes, I'm not doing anything for the next year, I'd go to prison for 50,000. Why aren't you doing it then? Because you don't need to get locked up. I can watch TV, have the heating on, sit with friends, and be doing my work, right? I can work in a nice place. I can get paid for my labour. But whilst it's not like prison, it's not going to be the most enjoyable. Are you willing to suck it up to get the results that you want out of life? It's a short-term goal, right? You're not supposed to be working massive hours long-term or really stressing yourself out for the next 50 years. But the question is, would you go to prison for 10,000, 20,000, 30,000? Maybe 3 months, 5 months is going to be the 10,000. Would you go to prison for 5 months for £10,000? Would you go there for... You get the point, right? And yes, I know what people are going to say. Well, prisoners don't have to pay for food. They don't have to pay for certain expenses. Obviously. But they are in prison. So we can make that argument, but they are in prison. You guys are not. I am not. We're in a free world. And we have the opportunity to just say, yeah, I'm going to cut my lifestyle spending, perhaps even, unfortunately, a bit of my happiness. But at the end of this journey, I am going to have the goal that I want. Or I'm at least going to be on the journey to get there. Something to think about, and something that I thought would be a really interesting topic for a video. Because I think when you make an ultimatum like this, like I said at the start, people start to question things differently. Because now there is a either or goal in front of you. So if the answer was yes to this video, and you would go to prison for a certain amount of money, why haven't you done it in this example that I gave?